This family is in the middle of one of the biggest pains that they've ever experienced in their life. And there are so many in Alpine and the surrounding area that believe very strongly in the power of prayer.
Dozens of people and law enforcement officers joined hands with Zuzu's family as a sign of not only support, but of hope that Zuzu will return home safe and sound.
We were very moved and touched by how many people were there, and the words that were said just was exactly right. What we need to help keep that hope up.
Chaplain Ray Bullock led the prayer and mentioned it was something he and both the police and sheriff's departments felt was needed.
It's one thing to tell somebody that I'm praying for you, but then to do it. And so that's what it was, because this family is very important to us. This girl, Zuzu, is very important to us, and we want her found.
The prayer especially touched Zuzu's younger brother.
I'm not really much of a faithful person, but this was just indescribable. I've never felt that much just care and love in one place.
For me, it was uplifting, the care that was pouring out of everyone, but more so after we were done and each member of the vigil came up to us one by one, and everyone was very patient and everyone had something essential to say.
Between the hundreds of officers and community members searching day and night for Zuzu, the Verks are hopeful their daughter will be found.
Please keep my sister in your thoughts, and I know I'm not going to give up hope, so please don't give up hope, because we're going to find her, and we have to find her.
First, a pre-flight test. Then up in the air it goes to begin its search.
These drones go places where we can't cover, and they save manpower and time. So they're covering a lot of area where the rescues can't go.
Tomorrow marks 2 weeks since Zuzu Verk's disappearance, and law enforcement agencies are using any and all tools they possibly can to bring her home. And in this case, Reeves County Deputy Anthony Ramon hopes their drone can help accomplish that goal.
Looking for anything out of the ordinary, bags, items of concern, big, large novelties, anything that catches my eye.
And to help Deputy Ramon with his search, a spotter puts on these goggles and is able to see everything that Ramon sees. Having 2 pairs of eyes is always better than one.
I'm the pilot of the drone, and I can't see everything. So the spotter looks out for little detail things that I may miss. So the spotter may show me, hey, go ahead and recover back to that one portion of the screen. Be advised, drone has detected heavy brush south of the riverbanks.
Still copy.
As rescuers search on foot for Zuzu, the drone is able to help them out by seeing obstacles and dangerous spots that they can't see, and on the other hand, lead them to areas they may have overlooked. With a maximum speed of 45 miles per hour and the ability to cover 4.5 miles in 30 minutes, the Reeves County Sheriff's Office knew this was a tool they had to get down here in the search for Zuzu.
We'll continue to search until they tell us not to do it anymore.
In Alpine, Deanna Lopez, CBS 7 News. Jay and Tatum, we've already knocked several times on Robert's door back here, but he didn't answer. We even went to his mother's house and his sister's house, but they too didn't open their doors. But I can't say I'm not surprised, because all 3 of them are now being closely monitored by police. It's been 15 days since 22-year-old Zuzu Verk went missing, and law enforcement agencies aren't giving up hope in finding her. Early this morning, crews used a drone and helicopter to search through a field located across the street from Robert Fabian's sister's house. While he is the primary suspect, both his mother and sister are considered persons of interest.
We're trying to get aerial views of all these different places that might be involved in some way. And of course, that's where we believe Robert is residing right now. So we wanted to get that footage.
Alpine Police Chief Russell Scound brought Robert's sister, Jocelyn Carrillo, as well as his mother, Leticia Fabian, in for questioning yesterday, hoping they could lead them one step closer to Zuzu.
His family, of course, are talking to us, but we still think they have information that they're not giving us.
But fortunately for Chief Scown, the state's Attorney General's office is ready to take action by pushing the family to give sworn testimonies.
The family knows more information, and we need them to tell us. But if they won't tell us, then we'll bring them before the grand jury, and hopefully we can get the information from them that way.
I was able to speak with Robert's attorney, Liz Rogers, today over the phone, and she told me that she's not trying this case in the newspapers and that she would not comment any further on this investigation. Now, to stay up to date with the very latest on Zuzu's case, just visit our website at cbs7.com/find Zuzu. Reporting live in Alpine, Deanne Lopez, CBS 7 News.
Lord, we come to you today in prayer together as a student body and faculty for our fellow classmate, Zuzu Verk.
This is just something that I felt was very important to bring together the campus, to have a representation of the student body, to send the message that, you know, we still have hope and we still believe, and to also not only that, but to send our love and support to her family as well in this time.
Every day, the officers, the investigators, the city, the county, the state, the federal government is looking for this young woman. And I can tell you there's been no dollar amount that no one's ever said it, what's it costing, because we don't care.
She was easy to be friends with, you know. She was very lively, very bubbly personality. We used to go over to her house and play with her dog, watch movies, cook, go swimming, you know, what any other college student would do.
I just hope that anybody who is really close with her can feel at ease after this, knowing that the Sol Ross student body and faculty and whoever else from Alpine comes knows that we're all here for support of Zuzu, and we're hoping that she is coming home.
We are overwhelmed and touched by your outpouring of support and how you have embraced us as your own. You lift our entire family and help us carry on each day. We look forward to bringing our passionate, adoring daughter back to this community. With love and hope, Glenn Verk on behalf of the Verk family.
Jay and Tatum, not only was Robert the last person to see Zuzu in the early morning hours of Wednesday, October 12th, but he was the one who called police for a welfare check on her just 2 days later. Now, the red flag for police here was that Robert wasn't the one who showed up to file a police report. Somebody else did.
You can hear him moving or stuff around, playing music, and then she shows up. They make dinner like at 9, 10. You can smell their food. And you can hear them conversation and then laugh a little bit, and then it got quiet like after 11.
That silence didn't last long.
We just heard one, like, you know, shut the F up, and that was it.
At around 2 that Wednesday morning, downstairs neighbor John Franco heard Robert's bed shake multiple times.
We can hear him pacing back and forth, like all over the house, and then maybe around 3 o'clock in the morning, we hear him jump in the shower.
Then, 1 hour later, John's girlfriend hears a loud thump and quickly wakes him up.
She wanted me to go check, and so I went to go check. It was just Robert. Robert was leaving, and his girlfriend's car was still parked out there.
John nor his girlfriend saw Zuzu leave and say her car was gone by Friday, the day police began their investigation into her disappearance. Alpine police can't confirm what happened to Zuzu's car, but these search warrants indicate that Robert might know. Take a look at this timeline. When questioned by police, Robert says the last time he saw Zuzu was around 3 or 4 Wednesday morning. Then, at 3:15, he attempted to call his friend Chris Estrada twice and also sent him Snapchats. And at 6:30, Zuzu's phone loses service.
I think you can tell from the search warrants why we are headed in a certain direction and why we are focused on our suspect. He's probably the only one that can change which direction we start looking. Everything right now points to him as a suspect.
Meanwhile, Zuzu's family is still hoping she's found.
Well, we were very excited to have any type of developments come through. It's just one step closer, you know, to finding out what happened and where she is.
The search warrants we received were 50 pages long and also contained several other witnesses who wrote statements saying that Robert seemed a little suspicious and nervous following the days of Zuzu's disappearance. Now, if you want to see those court documents in its entirety, just visit our website at cbs7.com. Also today, we got word that somebody with the Attorney General's office is in town now working closely with law enforcement in this investigation. They're hoping to get a grand jury set up by early next week. Again, we're going to keep you guys updated with the very latest. Reporting live in Alpine, Deanna Lopez, CBS 7 News. Jay and Tatum, the message is simple. They're wanting Robert to either clear his name or take the blame. Today, they stood on this corner to let Robert know they will not accept his silence. Honk after honk after honk. It's the community's way of letting Zuzu and her family know they are not losing hope or giving up on the search.
It's been way too long since Zuzu's been gone. The family's hurting, the community's hurting. We just want her return.
With signs in hand, Alpine resident Glenda Westerman and several Sul Ross University students stood in solidarity asking the sole suspect in Zuzu's case to speak out.
We know Robert, who and his family, friends, they know where she's at. Just bring her home.
Search warrants detail alarming behavior from Robert the night of and the days following her disappearance. Now her friends, fellow classmates, and community are taking a stance to help not only the police, but Zuzu's family get the answers they so desperately need.
We want to bring Zuzu back, and we're not going to stop until we get the answers. And it's easy, if you don't have anything to do with it, at least you can clear your name.
The more people that we make aware of the situation, there are people driving back and forth through here, might not know that she's missing. They might see her name and be like, who's that? Look her up and see what's going on. They might know something, you never know.
We also try to reach out to Robert's attorney Liz Rogers once again, but she says she has no comment. Reporting in Alpine, Deanna Lopez, CBS 7 News. It's been a long and painful 33 days for Lori and Glenn Zerk. On October 12th, their youngest daughter, Zuzu, went missing.
I just need her back. I need her back. She's a big part of our family, and she's got a lot of things to still conquer.
The last person to see Zuzu was her on and off again boyfriend, Robert Fabian, who remains the sole suspect in her disappearance. Today, his sister, brother-in-law, and mom all appeared before a grand jury. I know it's a tough question, but do you guys have any involvement?
No, ma'am. No involvement whatsoever.
And as for her younger brother, she says,
he's innocent, ma'am.
Both Jocelyn Carrillo and her mother are considered persons of interest in this case. As for her husband, James Carrillo, he was questioned because Robert was seen driving his truck the night Zuzu went missing. Although they didn't have much to say about the investigation itself, they did mention they have plans of helping with the search for Zuzu once Robert's name is cleared.
We're just praying that, like everybody else is praying, for the truth to be revealed.
The question on whether or not an indictment will follow the grand jury remains a mystery. We asked Alpine Police to comment on the investigation, but they declined, saying it could jeopardize the case. But they pledged to continue to search for Zuzu until they bring her home.
What we can't say to the public and for us is that, us as a family, we are coping with everything. And we're 100% behind Robert. We're family and we're going to stick together through this.
That's right, Jay. By 2 o'clock this afternoon, the grand jury had finished questioning Robert, Chris, and a third witness. In fact, Robert was inside this courtroom right here no longer than 5 to 10 minutes before he and his attorney left, leaving Zuzu's parents and the rest of us with so many unanswered questions. Do you know where Zuzu is? Robert, we just want to give an opportunity for you to share your side of the story. Do you have anything to say? No comment. With his head held up high and his eyes focused on the back door, Robert Fabian chose to remain silent when we asked for his side of the story. Robert, this is an opportunity for you to just talk. Zuzu's parents are right here. They just want to know if you have anything to do with it. To say tensions were high in the hallway outside of where the grand jury was meeting would be an understatement. Zuzu's parents saw Robert in person for the first time since their daughter went missing.
He didn't seem comfortable and upbeat and relaxed. He seemed the opposite of all those things.
And he would never even look in our direction. Not once. Not once. No matter how much I tried to get him just to make eye contact. That's all. I just wanted eye contact with him. and he was avoiding it.
Robert and his attorney may have chosen not to speak with us.
I have no comment.
But his friend Chris Estrada was more than willing to clear his name.
They believe I helped, I guess, a cover-up.
And did you?
No. Just hung out and had some drinks. To me, it was a normal day, and I guess now it never will be.
Chris was the first person Robert reached out to the morning Zuzu went missing. He claims that both he and Robert are innocent and have nothing to do with her disappearance. Do you think they're trying to get you indicted?
I do think so.
And how do you feel about that?
I think it's, them doing their job, and I'll stand my ground and we'll face it together.
With Zuzu nowhere to be found, her parents remain hopeful that one day soon they'll be able to wrap their arms around their youngest child again.
It's not over.
No. Just keep up the support, keep up the prayers, compel the Fabian family to help in any way they can.
All the jurors were paid out today, meaning there will not be another session tomorrow. Now, as far as the grand jury reconvening sometime in the future, that remains unknown. And we also tried speaking with the police chief for the Alpine Police Department, but he said he cannot comment at this time. In Alpine, Deanne Lopez, CBS 7 News.
We didn't celebrate any holidays this year. Not one.
78. That's how many days Lori Verk has gone without being able to see, touch, or speak with her youngest daughter, Zuzu.
A young woman just doesn't disappear off the face of the earth.
Hopeful is the word Lori holds close to her heart, but also nestled inside there is pain and anger that seems to be growing with each second that passes by.
All of this hiding, all of this not speaking, I don't care what your lawyer tells you, it's not helping you in the long run. It is not helping anyone.
The sight of Robert Fabian moving his belongings out of his home and officers turning the city landfill upside down the last 2 days reawakens the anxiety that seems to be living inside of Lori now.
At this point, right now, I can only guess that Robert had everything to do with it. And that other people know, but are not coming forward.
Sheriff's Office!
Lori has every bit of faith that investigators will find her daughter, but her patience with Zuzu's boyfriend Robert is what's wearing thin. She can only hope Zuzu is alive, but
if she's not, then have the decency to let her family know.
until then, she and the rest of Zuzu's family say they will remain strong and have faith that one day soon they'll be reunited with their spunky and beautiful Zuzu. Reporting for CBS 7 News, Deanne Lopez.